Some people, they just carry light with them, don't they? Marcus wiped his oil-stained hands on his work rag, watching his mother fold laundry in their small living room. At 33, he'd never imagined he'd still be here, in the same house where his father had taught him to change spark plugs at age 7. But after Dad's heart attack 3 years ago, leaving became impossible. "You talking about someone specific, honey?" his mother asked softly. "Just people who make the world feel less heavy," he said, staring at the wedding photo on the mantel. His parents, young and full of dreams, he'd somehow inherited but never lived. What Marcus didn't know was that across town, his co-workers at Henderson Automotive were cackling over their phones. "Dude, we actually got him to agree," Jake wheezed, showing the text. "Marcus said yes to the blind date. With Victoria Hammond, the CEO's daughter?" Ryan's eyes widened. "This is going to be legendary. Oil Monkey meets Ice Queen." They'd pitched it as a favor. A friend of a friend needed a nice guy for one dinner. Marcus, kind-hearted and lonely, had reluctantly agreed. The setup felt cruel now, but the guys couldn't resist. They'd heard Victoria was impossible, cold, demanding, recently divorced, raising a kid alone while running her late father's company. The image of awkward Marcus fumbling through dinner with her was too good. Friday arrived like a held breath. Marcus borrowed his neighbor's car, wore his only sport coat, the one from his father's funeral, and arrived at Laurent's, a restaurant where the chandeliers probably cost more than his annual salary. His hands trembled as he texted the number they'd given him. "I'm here. Table under Marcus. Second floor, private room." The stairs felt endless. He passed tables of people who belonged here, men in tailored suits, women dripping elegance. He didn't belong. He almost turned back. Then he saw her. Victoria sat alone at a table that could seat 12, her champagne-colored dress catching the candlelight. She was stunning, yes, but that wasn't what stopped him. It was the way she held herself, shoulders straight, but tired, like Atlas taking a breath. "You must be Marcus," she said, standing. Her handshake was firm, professional, guarded. "Yeah, sorry, this is really nice. Too nice, honestly." A tiny smile cracked her composure. Honesty, that's refreshing. They sat, and the awkwardness Marcus had feared never quite landed. Victoria asked about his work, and instead of the usual polite disinterest, she leaned in. "So you rebuild engines, like completely?" "Sometimes." Brought a '67 Mustang back to life last month. Owner cried when he heard it purr. "That's beautiful," Victoria said, and something in her voice caught, bringing broken things back. Before Marcus could respond, the door burst open. A little girl in a peach dress ran in, blonde curls bouncing, followed by an older woman looking apologetic. "Mama!" The child launched herself at Victoria. "Emma! Baby! What?" Victoria caught her daughter, then looked up at the nanny. "Mrs. Parker?" "I'm so sorry, Miss Hammond. She had a nightmare, wouldn't settle, kept saying she needed Mama." Emma's small hands cupped Victoria's face. "You were gone too long." Victoria watched her fortress collapse. She held her daughter close, whispering, "I'm here, sweetheart. I'm right here." Mrs. Parker left, and Victoria turned to Marcus, embarrassment flooding her cheeks. "I should explain. I don't usually. This isn't how I planned." "It's okay," Marcus said gently. "My mom used to bring me to the garage when I had bad dreams. Dad would let me help him work late. Sometimes people just need to know someone's there." Emma peeked at Marcus from her mother's shoulder. "You're big." "Emma!" Victoria gasped. Marcus laughed, a real warm sound. "I am pretty big. Good for reaching tall shelves. Not so good for fitting under cars." Emma giggled. "You work under cars?" "All the time. Get really dirty too." The little girl's eyes widened with fascination. Victoria watched this mountain of a man charm her cautious daughter with simple honesty, and something shifted in her chest. "Do you want pizza?" Marcus ventured carefully. "There's this place near my shop. Nothing fancy, but Emma might like it better than—" He gestured at the elaborate, untouched menu. Victoria looked at her daughter, then at this man who could have been angry about a ruined date, but instead offered kindness. "That sounds perfect." At Tony's Pizzeria, everything changed. Emma sat between them in a worn booth, swinging her legs and devouring pepperoni slices. Marcus taught her how to fold the crust just right. Victoria relaxed in a way she hadn't in years. "Can I ask what happened?" Marcus ventured carefully. "With Emma's father?" Victoria's jaw tightened. "Richard left when Emma was 6 months old. Said fatherhood wasn't what he signed up for. That I'd changed. That the company made me cold." Her voice cracked. Maybe he was right. "No." Marcus's response was immediate, firm. "Protecting yourself isn't the same as being cold. My dad used to say the strongest metals are forged in the hottest fires. You're raising a daughter alone, running a business. That's not cold, that's courage." Victoria's eyes glistened. "Your father sounds like he was wise." "He was." Marcus smiled sadly. "Lost him 3 years ago. Still hear his voice sometimes, telling me to stand up straight, work honest, be kind." "You're doing all three," Victoria said softly. Emma had fallen asleep against Marcus's arm, pizza sauce on her cheek. He didn't move, afraid to wake her. "She never does this," Victoria whispered. "She doesn't trust people easily." "Kids know," Marcus said gently. They know." Over the next weeks, Marcus learned the truth. His coworker's prank. Jake drunkenly confessed at a work dinner, expecting laughter. Instead, Marcus went quiet. "You set me up? As a joke?" "Come on, man, it was funny. You and the Ice Queen. But hey, didn't go badly, right?" Marcus stood, his chair scraping loud. "You made me think I wasn't good enough. Made me feel like dirt before I even walked in there." "And Victoria?" His voice dropped, dangerous. "She's been through enough without being someone's punchline." He walked out, didn't return to Henderson Automotive. Victoria found him 2 days later at his mother's house, elbow deep in someone's transmission in the driveway. "I heard what happened," she said. "I'm sorry." "Not your fault." "No, but I need to tell you something. That night wasn't random for me either. My assistant suggested it. Said I needed to soften up, maybe date someone normal to remember what real people are like." Shame colored her words. "I almost canceled, but then I met you, and I was exactly what you needed to remember." Marcus asked, hurt creeping in. "No." Victoria stepped closer. "You were what I needed to learn. That kindness isn't weakness. That strength isn't always loud. That someone could look at my messy life and not run." Her voice broke. "Emma asks about you every day, Marcus. And I think about you too." Marcus looked at this woman, powerful, broken, brave, and saw his own reflection. "I quit my job, go and open my own shop. Small, nothing fancy. Probably fail. Or probably succeed," Victoria countered. "Let me help you, not as a CEO, as someone who believes in you." "Why?" Marcus asked, genuinely confused. Victoria smiled, tears spilling over. "Because Emma was right. She said, 'I like him, Mama, he's kind,' and she's never wrong." 3 months later, Marcus's garage opened. Hartley and Daughter Auto Repair, a silent partnership with Victoria. Emma had her own tiny toolbox and visited every Saturday. Marcus never married Victoria. They didn't need that. They built something else. A friendship, a partnership, a chosen family. His mother baked cookies for Emma. Victoria helped care for Mrs. Hartley when her arthritis flared. One evening, as Emma helped Marcus sort wrenches, she asked, "Do you miss your daddy?" Marcus crouched down, seeing his father in this small moment. "Every day, sweetheart. But you know what? The people we love, they teach us how to love others. My dad taught me kindness, and now I get to share that with you." "I'm glad Mama's friends were mean," Emma said innocently. "Why's that?" "Because if they were nice, you wouldn't have come for pizza. And pizza is when I knew you were family."
Marcus's throat tightened. "Yeah, kiddo. Pizza's when I knew too." Victoria watched from the doorway, and Marcus met her eyes. They'd both been set up, judged, abandoned. But somehow, through cruelty intended to mock them, they'd found something true. "Some people just carry light with them," Marcus said, echoing his words from that first night. "So do you," Victoria replied. "So do you." Kindness isn't just about grand gestures. Sometimes it's showing up when you're scared, seeing worth in those others mock, or simply staying when running would be easier. Marcus and Victoria taught each other that broken doesn't mean worthless. And sometimes the most beautiful things are rebuilt from the pieces others throw away. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.